The easiest way to fail at video game development is to never try. But let's assume you do try. Here's how to fail. So you've decided to just make a platformer, because why not? I mean, most games are, and the reason why is because they provide an environment where the player can experiment with a unique and interesting mechanic. So, in order to fail, remember not to add any unique or interesting mechanics. Instead, you only need typical platforms and enemies, and then you can trust your unique story, shown in small snippets of bad dialogue, to set your game apart from all the other games that do the exact same thing. Right? Remember, a large part of what makes a platforming environment good is all about player movement. So spend as little time as possible fine-tuning the player movement and platform size to accommodate your mechanic, which you don't even need. And instead, just make the player movement quickly, right at the very beginning, and call it good enough. So you can move on to more interesting and important parts of development, like the main menu. If you do fine-tune the controls and platform sizes, lean more towards precision platformer than anything else. In the end, every platformer should be a precision platformer rage game. To be honest, it's better for players to be frustrated over very minor parts of your game because the only thing that makes a platformer good is how unnecessarily difficult it is to get from point A to point B. Besides, it's not your game that's bad. The players are just bad at playing it. Any platformer, whether it's 2D or 3D, is all about great movement that feels good. So make yours feel bad. Don't add things like jump buffering or coyote time. That way the players can blame their mistakes on your bad design. These things are just crutches for weak players. The classics didn't have it, so why should yours? Also, don't add options for different kinds of satisfying movement. That might give the player some sense of freedom to play the way they think would be the most fun. Instead, keep everything as simple and boring as possible. You're the game designer. You know what's fun. If you must add options though, the two necessities that every platformer should have, no matter what, is a double jump and dash ability. Especially if they don't make any sense. Got a knight in shining armor? You betcha he can jump on air particles. Got a cave diving adventurer? Of course they can rocket themselves forward a few yards using willpower alone. It doesn't even matter what your main mechanic is. Dash and double jump only make your game better. I mean, everybody's doing it, so it must be a good idea, right? Anyway, if you follow these instructions carefully, you are bound to succeed at failure. Thank you so much for watching that. It really means a lot to me. Let me know what genre you'd like me to tell you how to fail at next. Or not. Whatever. I don't care. I'm sure I can think of something. I mean, it's not that hard to think of stuff. Anybody can think of things. I don't need your help.